Okay, it is time for another ramen abyss. Gotten a lot done today, but I wanted to also take a minute out to have a little salty snack. A little snalty snack. So anyway, what did we choose today? Because we wanted it to be just like ready to go, and we're pushing up against the actual stream. So let's try to get a move on here. This is the Nongshim hot and spicy bowl noodle soup. Now, I used to remember one particular kind of bowl soup from Nongshim way back in the day, and it was like the seafood flavor. But they had a different one too. Like they evolved from the blue bowl being the seafood one into like a brown bowl or something too, but I can't remember. Originally, I think it was the seafood flavor, and it had little bits of fish cake in the bowl. And at some point, they transitioned to this hot and spicy one, so it's like, well, you're missing out on some of those good things that used to be in there, but maybe that was just part of, like, making things, you know, more profitable, whatever. Anyway, packaging on this bad boy, let's get right down to it. I love the packaging. No questions here as to what is, you know, going on with the soup. I mean, a lot of the stuff that you see on the front, that is in the bowl. You know, you get little bits of, you know, mushroom and vegetables and stuff. Still a little bummed that we don't get any fish cake, because fish cake is like where it's at, you guys. I like those little freeze-dried bits of them. Alright, it's not focusing. I'm freaking out. What is going on? What can we say about the packaging? You know what you're getting. It's not really too flashy or anything, but there's a whole lot going on in the back too, in terms of just like being well laid out. Sodium. Oh, they fudged it. They fudged it. There's 2 servings in this one bowl. So you and your compadre are just gonna sit across from each other, dipping out of the same bowl. I don't know about that. So sodium, 880 milligrams. So that's going to be about 16, 17, 60 for 2 servings, and that'll be around what, 70-something% of your daily sodium if you go up to like 2300. Like the packaging, especially like the bowl. That would normally go into like a bonus points thing, but we're still gonna give the packaging like a 2 out of 2. The colors on it are pretty decent. I mean, they caught my eye a long time ago, and they still do. I know exactly what I'm looking for when I get this. Price. We actually kept the receipt on these, so thankfully we have a reference. So the Nongshim bowl is going to be a 119, which I believe puts it at a 5 out of 10. That's the 110 to 150 price bracket, you know, pretty middle of the road for an imported ramen that's going to be of any quality. So there we go. We're going to hit up the old cooking pot, and we'll be right back. Everybody, don't go nowhere. To the pot! Okay, we are back, and we just got through putting the water in the bowl. This is going to be one of the kind of standard cook itself in its own bowl kind of packaging. And that's always nice. Not a lot of extras along with this. Like, everything that was in there came inside of the one packet, the one little baggie. I think maybe there's little bits there at the bottom, underneath the noodle patty. So that's kind of nice. What else can we say about the old Nongshim bowl? We've had this a million times. I can tell you that this was my old go-to a long time ago. The novelty of it having its own bowl is nice, but it takes up a lot of room. And I don't normally buy more than one of these at a time anymore, because like it's such a waste, you know. But if you need something like this on the go, hey, that's kind of all you need. So yeah, you'll just pour in the hot water, you'll put something over the top of it to make sure that the steam doesn't escape, and that'll just cook itself for a little while. We're gonna go ahead and get a picture of it. Gotta say, still nice presentation. And what is that? Is that a little fish cake? Oh my god. It's either a fish cake or like the most perfect cross-section of a mushroom base that I've ever seen in my life. But that is looking like a fish cake. Okay. So again, this ramen isn't coming too close to your daily amount of sodium, even if you eat both portions, you know, they were fudging it. Yeah, it's not a very overpowering broth, but it is bringing a lot of flavors. And when it comes to this hot and spicy variant, I'm not quite sure what those flavors really are. I think it's just more that Korean red pepper stuff. Whatever it is, it's amazing. Like I said, this one used to be listed as a seafood flavor, but I don't remember the broth ever changing. The only thing I ever remember changing was the fact that the swirly Naruto bits weren't in there anymore. Or the, like, little kamiboko bits, either. Like, anything that I recognized as a fish cake, I thought those made an exodus. Hopefully they're on the comeback, though, from the way it looks. Alright, let's get in here and try these noodles. The noodles might be what's bringing me back to the table on this one. Holy shit. They have great flavor along with this broth. But the texture of them is fantastic. As far as like the egg noodles go, wow, there's a ton of flavor. And they hold up really good. There is a difference. There is totally a difference between a packaged noodle that you get in just the little sachet or whatever, and the ones that come in a bowl, like pre-made. I might tend to prefer those, because when you think of the difference between like a cup of noodles and buy them by the 36 count Maruchan or whatever, you do notice a difference in the noodle. Like the amount of flavor in the noodle and the texture of it. And I think here is really good. We're giving these noodles, we're giving them a 7. I like them a lot. They're still smaller, but they do pack a lot of flavor in there. I wholeheartedly agree with them. Alright, let's get on to the broth. We've had a lot of rich and creamy broths lately in the lineup. And this one is not quite as rich. But it is very nice in the composition. It comes with a lot of scallions and green onions already inside of this bowl, which worries me a little bit, because I diced up a whole green onion to put in here once I was done with the noodles. So we're gonna have an extra oniony experience, but that's not too bad. You know, it kind of reminds me of like a spicy French onion kind of thing, and that is definitely fish cake. Oh, they put the fish cake back in. What a happy boy I am. You know, they might not have never taken it out. They just might have changed it from the Naruto and kamiboko and stuff. But I could have swore at one point they were just like not in there anymore. They totally are. It's a simple broth. Nothing about it's gonna blow you away, but it does bring everything in the bowl together very nicely. We're gonna give that broth a 6. The noodles are the star here. And I like that quite a bit. Let's talk about bonus features. We have a bowl. This comes in its own bowl. Should a bowl just be worth 1 point? I mean, I guess. I don't know. That it's kind of asking a lot to have a meal on the go. This one, maybe we give that 2. It's a nice bowl. Like, these bowls, they've never failed me. And they're recyclable and everything. It's its own detriment too, having one of these prepackaged units, because they're fragile, and like I said before, they take up a ton of space. Anyway, we'll still give it 2 points for that. It's an amazing product. Every time I've ever seen it, it has this seal on the front of it. But I'll be putting it up on the screen. It's like 10-time year winner of like Chef's Best Choice or something. That's one of the only things that I'll trust on the front of a ramen when it comes to, like, you know, winning awards or anything, because I've noticed that everything that has that particular seal on it is bomb as fuck, and this is no exception. Here are the final ratings. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have this one out there, and you probably do, snag one, you know, give it a shot. I had this one a long time before any other ramens were even in my spheres, because this one was one of the very few imported ramens that was starting to encroach on, like, your big grocery stores, the local ones. You know, they'd have the imported food sections, and then they had to really pick and choose what they were going to put in there, you know. It's an extremely small section for quite a large array of products, so if this makes it in there, you know it's going to be one of the better ones. Just don't get it at your big grocery stores if you can, because they'll probably charge you like 5 times the amount you're, you know, going to pay for it at a decent Asian store. Anyway, enough with all that. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. We appreciate you tuning in to watch me eat more ramen. And hey, if you like more of that, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and do all that. We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. And an even bigger thanks goes out to the people still supporting me on Patreon. You guys are amazing, and I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for continuing your support. It really motivates me to keep me going. Also, remember to catch me on Twitch every day except Tuesdays and Saturdays, 5 to 10 p.m. I play loads of Binding of Isaac and Jackbox and other things too. Hope to see you there.